Cowboys 11 meters Corey Perrine, Getty Images Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. In November 18, Trysten Hill. UCF defeated Temple 45-19. Photo by Corey Perrine, Getty Images by John Owning at John Owning. With the NFL Draft less than 2 weeks away, we are going to continue our look at the Dallas Cowboys pre-draft visitor list, as it provides a good blueprint for the team's potential draft plans. With that in mind, let's grade our next crop of Cowboys pre-draft visitors, which includes a sublime pass rusher, a spark plug defensive tackle, and a versatile offensive weapon. Note, these grades are the individual evaluation of the author and not meant to predict the Cowboys' grade or where the player may be drafted. Here's the link to the grading scale being used. Trysten Miller, edge, Alabama. Even though the Cowboys traded for Robert Quinn, a team can never have too many players who can rush the passer. And it just so happens that Alabama edge defender Trysten Miller is one of the most talented pass rushers in this class. This is an impressive rep from Miller is an edge to keep an eye on as the process moves forward. Very impressed in early studies of him. He displayed advanced footwork when rushing the passer, exhibiting the ability to change pace, manipulate rush angles and alter the pass sets of offensive tackles. More impressive footwork by Miller. Note where his inside foot is pointed from the moment he attempts his stab chop. Allows him to trim a tight corner and flat to the QB without losing speed. pic.twitter.com/gvif69stg, John Owning, at John Owning, February 19, 2019. Miller's bend when rushing the passer is impressive, as he exhibits the ability to turn tight corners around the edge while maintaining his balance and momentum toward the pocket. Miller understands the technique of cornering as well. He does an excellent job of dropping his pad level at the apex of his rush in order to trim a tight arc toward the quarterback. The South Carolina native, who accumulated 8 sacks and 11 tackles for loss in 2018, excels in the hand combat phase of rushing the passer, as he masterfully uses his hands to defeat strikes, clear contact and soften edges. Miller's speed off the edge is amplified by his sublime hand technique. Beautiful transition from a club move to a long arm to collapse the pocket with a shot put finish to come inside the block and nearly get the sack. Phenomenal handwork. pic.twitter.com/discarp6zpd, John Owning, at John Owning, March 1, 2019. Miller has a deep pass rush repertoire, which gives him the ability to exploit the weaknesses of his opponents and have success regardless of competition. Moreover, he understands how to sequence his hand technique in order to counter his opponent's strikes, as the way that Miller can adjust his rush mid-play often sabotages any preliminary plan an offensive tackle has to stop him. Long arm or choke slam? Tough to tell. Nice job of Miller sinking his pad level while staying in proper body alignment, enabling him to maximize his leverage. RT leaves his feet to try to snatch. Probably won't do that again. pic.twitter.com/sbydbp4gx, John Owning, at John Owning, February 19, 2019. Miller leverages his 35 in -1/8 inch arms well when rushing the passer. His timing on the long arm is consistent while his hand placement and arm extension are technically sound. Against the run, Miller lacks the power to consistently reset the line of scrimmage, but he does play technically sound enough to hold his ground and discard blocks at the point of attack. Miller's burst enables him to be an effective backside pursuit defender, and he can leverage his initial quickness to shoot gaps and penetrate. Miller also showed some likable traits in coverage, as he is fluid in his zone drops and shows some ability to match receivers out of the backfield. Miller's biggest question marks are his durability and experience. He was stuck behind a lot of NFL-caliber talent during his early years at Alabama, and when he finally got to play, injuries forced him to miss considerable time. A torn bicep forced him to miss 10 games as a junior in 2017, and a hamstring injury took him out of the national championship and has limited his ability to run in the pre-draft process. Furthermore, the fact that Miller has just 1 year of real production could also worry teams as well. Another false step from Miller, this time from a three-point stance, outside foot. Still, Miller does well to attack the RT's midline before expanding outside with a powerful two-hand swipe. Slight stumble when cornering actually aids in reducing his inside shoulder as he flattens. Pic.twitter.com/SB1F Corey 3L, John Owning, @John Owning, February 13, 2019. Ultimately, Miller would be best used as a defensive end in the Cowboys scheme, as his above-average athleticism and sublime hand usage would be best utilized on the edge. If he stays healthy, he has the type of pass rush ability where he can flirt with double-digit sacks in a season by year 3, though the defensive end position could get cramped in Dallas, especially if, when Randy Gregory's indefinite suspension is lifted, Miller's presence effectively protects the team in case Quinn departs after his one-year deal. Miller's coverage ability also opens up the possibility that he could see a role as a Sam linebacker in base who reduces down to defensive end in sub-packages, as it would be a way for Dallas to get Miller on the field without taking away from the other defensive ends on the roster, though Miller has the skill set of an early second-round pick. His injury history, durability concerns and the absence of multiple seasons of notable production could cause him to be drafted anywhere between rounds 3 to 5. Grade, 7.79, early second round. Trysten Hill, DT, UCF, measuring in at 6'3" and 308 pounds to go along with 33 3/8 inch arms. Trysten Hill possesses the ideal size to play between the B gaps in Cowboys defensive coordinator Rod Marinelli's system. And this is what makes Hill so enticing. Lateral quickness, vertical burst and his ability to penetrate and disrupt in the backfield. Pic.twitter.com/flu3qk72, John Owning, @John Owning, April 10, 2019. Hill buoys his frame with impressive athleticism, boasting a strong first step, upfield burst and lateral quickness. Unlike most 300-plus pounders, Hill's strong first step enables him to be effective when shooting gaps, which enables him to disrupt in the backfield. At his size, Hill's playing style is akin to a bull in a china shop, which is what Marinelli likes. Hill is an energetic defensive tackle who, with his hair on fire, which will certainly help in Marinelli's eyes. When he plays with good pad level, Hill possesses impressive power at the POA to put OL on their heels, which allows Hill to reset the line of scrimmage against the run. Twitter.com/xtzotcg3u4, John Owning, @John Owning, April 10, 2019. When Hill fires out of his stance with proper pad level, he's tough to handle, as he displays unique power at the point of attack, which enables him to reset the line of scrimmage against the run. Hill often puts offensive linemen on skates, providing disruption by driving linemen into the backfield. Trysten Hill's footwork against the run needs a lot of work. Base narrows too consistently. He's often off-balanced when engaged. Gets his feet underneath himself too much. Lead to him getting blown off the ball more than someone with his size, power should. Pic.twitter.com/SZNQFDSSX7, John Owning, @John Owning, April 10, 2019. Unfortunately, Hill's pad level is maddeningly inconsistent at the point in his career. Poor pad level eliminates leverage and narrows his base when engaged, which causes him to get displaced by single and double teams way too often. His footwork is incredibly raw, as he has a bad tendency to let his base narrow when engaged, which makes it difficult for Hill to play balanced and hold his ground at the point of attack. When Hill plays with the proper footwork and pad level, he's a near-dominant asset against the run. When his footwork and pad level are poor, however, he becomes a liability which saps his effectiveness. Moreover, Hill struggles to disengage off blocks, as he lacks the library of techniques necessary to escape blocks. On top of being inconsistent technically, Hill still struggles to read and anticipate blocking schemes, as he continually gets turned and moved by combination and reach blocks despite his power and speed. Hill's quickness off the snap gives him notable upside as a pass rusher. Nice use of the rip to clear contact and maintain vertical burst. pic.twitter.com/flavicme, John Owning, @John Owning, April 10, 2019. Hill's notable athleticism, tested into the 81.7 percentile among NFL defensive linemen, per 3 Sigma athlete, bolsters his pass rush upside. A quick first step and powerful hands will set him up for pass rush success in the NFL, as it will enable him to challenge edges and stress pass sets. Unfortunately, much like his efforts against the run, Hill's unrefined technique erodes his snap-to-snap effectiveness rushing the passer. He possesses active hands, which is a positive, but they are unrefined and lack a plan. Hill often gets wild and telegraphs his hand technique, enabling the savvier offensive lineman to attain superior hand placement. The optimism surrounding Hill has to do more with what he can become rather than what he is currently. Hill is a tantalizing ball of clay who can be molded into a high-level defensive tackle in the NFL. With Marinelli, who has a long and noted history of developing defensive linemen, the Cowboys should be uniquely confident in their ability to develop athletic, but raw, talent at the defensive tackle position. Marinelli wants defensive tackles who play hard and can penetrate, which just so happen to be the strongest traits in Hill's skill set. He has the versatility to play at nose, 1 technique defensive tackle, or under, 3 technique defensive tackle in the Cowboys scheme, meaning his presence would increase the depth at both spots. Trysten Hill is so disruptive. He gets lost in the backfield but causes so much disruption that it doesn't matter. Look at how he immediately puts the center on his heels, disrupts the arc block and ruins the play. pic.twitter.com/DLJGJ6WCSP, John Owning, @John Owning, April 10, 2019. Hill's size, power and quickness will enable him to manufacture splash plays on occasion. However, his inconsistent footwork, pad level and block recognition will add too much variance to his game and will need significant refinement before he can become a consistent contributor in the NFL. Grade 7.26, 3rd round. Tony Pollard, RB/WR, Memphis. During his time at Memphis, Tony Pollard was a gadget weapon who was moved all over the formation, taking traditional carries out of the backfield and running real routes from the slot and out wide. Though he wasn't used as a traditional running back often, when he displayed above-average vision as a running back by doing a great job of reading the leverage of defenders to inform his path. Pollard also displays impressive burst to hit the hole and get to the second level quickly. He must gear down quite a bit to make hard angle cuts upfield, but displays the requisite balance, flexibility and body control to layer less strenuous cuts to elude defenders at an incredible rate. He wasn't tackled by first contact 41.8% of his carries, 6th best in this class among RBs per Pro Football Focus. Though a lot of his runs came on the perimeter, Pollard also found success between the tackles when asked. He did a good job navigating the trash inside the box and displayed the toughness necessary to churn the tough yards. Measuring in 6 foot and 210 pounds, Pollard displays impressive contact balance as a ball carrier with the requisite strength to power through arm tackle attempts while continuing to churn forward. On top of that, Pollard displayed impressive ball security throughout his college career, finishing his career with 0 fumbles, per PFF. Unfortunately, when he plays as a traditional running back, Pollard tends to lack patience, as he was inconsistent in waiting for his blocks to develop. When he was aligned as a receiver, he found a lot of success with free releases against safeties and linebackers. Pollard leveraged his speed and burst at the top of routes to create separation from athletically limited players. Pollard is extremely dangerous after the catch, as he has the power to run through cornerbacks and the elusiveness to make safeties and linebackers miss. He is very effective on bubble and tunnel screens, which leverage his ability to create in space. Pollard flashes impressive ball skills at receiver, showing body control, ball tracking ability and concentration at the catch point. Pollard's tape is littered with tough catches where he goes above the rim to make a tough grab in traffic. His tape, however, is equally filled with frustrating drops, 11.4% drop rate, according Pro Football Focus. Pollard displays some rudimentary route running skills, as he mostly leverages his athleticism and physicality to manufacture separation at this point in his career. His routes lack deception on top of the fact that his pacing and body posture often telegraph his routes, which will limit his ability to create separation against NFL competition. Pollard is a very effective blocker in the run game, as his tape is littered with impressive blocks that helped spring his teammates for big runs. However, that blocking prowess doesn't transfer to his ability in pass protection in the backfield, as he lacks the technique to effectively stymie blitzers. Pollard may provide even more value on special teams, as he is one of the most dynamic return men in this draft. In his last 3 years at Memphis, Pollard averaged 30.1 yards per kick return, fifth best career average since 1976, and scored 7 touchdowns. As a sophomore, he led the NCAA in kick return yards per return, 40, and kick return touchdowns, 4. He'd be best utilized free from the constraints of traditional positions in the NFL. However, if forced to choose, Pollard has more likable traits as a running back than receiver but still faces a considerable learning curve in the NFL. In a perfect world, Pollard would reprise the role of Lance Dunbar in the Cowboys' offense, as a special teams star and gadget weapon who is moved all around the formation to create and take advantage of mismatches with the defense. If Dallas chooses to use Pollard more traditionally, he has notable upside in Rod Smith's previous role as a third down back who sparingly gives Ezekiel Elliott a breather throughout games. Grade 6.9, 5th round, previous installments Vol. 1. S. Taylor Rep. S. Jonathan Abram, Edge Jalen Ferguson Vol. 2. D.T. Gerald Willis, W.R. Debo Samuel, R.B. Mike Weber Vol. 3. S. Chauncey Gardner Johnson, W.R. Michael Hardman, R.B. Damian Harris Vol. 4. S. Juan Thornhill, D.T. Kingsley Kiki, W.R. John Via Johnson Vol. 5. S. Kari Willis, C.B. Chris Westry, L.B. Dre Greenlevel. 6. Edge Christian Miller, D.T. Trysten Hill, R.B. W.R. Tony Pollard. Enjoy these posts. More film studies, how free agent additions could help Dallas in 2019. Twitter, @JohnOwning. More in Cowboys news.